Following the media briefing, CENTCOM provided these choice words. The NDA are about to feel the...
Okay, so here we are on a Battlefield Vietnam video. I'm testing out my new blue snowball mic, so we can have a look at the differences there. So this video I haven't seen it for ages. It seems to be Trago, Worker, Cody and me, and this is Operation Hastings. I thought that obviously with Battlefield 3 coming I would just make, I still wanted to have a look at a few videos I've got, and this is one that seemed to be on there along with some other Vietnam stuff that I never put up. There was some audio sync problems at the start of this vid, but they seem to clear up, so that's all good. So it's a bit difficult to see what's happening at the start here, but something that often happens on this first base, and in many first bases in Battlefield, is people can be too slow to move forward, you know, and as I've said a million times, momentum is the biggest key to winning any Battlefield game. So making sure that you start off with a good punching attack on the enemy is just what's needed, and that's what we're doing here. We've managed to cut in around, we've secured the furthest away base. There's always a really important factor there. A here, you can secure A fairly easily, providing you've got some good cover fire and some good teammates. Attacking generally is a rule, but obviously if that base has got a destructible building or whatever, you need to prioritise that. But for example on this base, B is further into the enemy base, okay? Now that means that as a whole they're going to spawn closer to it, okay? So very simply, okay, they will have less distance to travel the more you kill them. Okay, that just it's very simple that it makes it more difficult to take that objective, and that runs for all Battlefield things. You want to try and secure the one that's most difficult first. Okay, so be that one that isn't in a destructible building or one that is closer to the spawn. Now in Battlefield 3, as I understand it, you can't destroy MCOMs anymore like with buildings, or even I think with like C4 and stuff. So if that is true, then the fact of you prioritising which is the more difficult one to plant first is going to have an even bigger factor, because I think if that's true, then gone will be the days where you can go, okay, we're having a hard time, but maybe we can blow it up, yeah? I think I just proved right there how one person can clear a room and plant a target. Oh, and get away apparently. Oh, 4 was too many. Seriously, I often find this, and you know, as I've said before, I'm not some amazing. I just consider myself to be a pretty average player, but it frustrates me that you know, just with a bit of gameplay, you've just got a big machine gun here. You can. What happened there? That guy was right on target, but you know, it's still the point. One person can make a big difference. I think I've shown this in other videos where, you know, I move into a base with maybe 4 or 5 enemies around me, and you know, you can achieve objectives, but often people don't seem to have the other will or the belief that they actually can, and they just sit back and snipe or whatever. I mean, we've all seen the games. I was in a game the other day where there was like 4 or 5 snipers literally sitting on top of each other. I have to say I haven't seen that very often, and I question whether they were actually there because they were perhaps old players who were just coming back in the game and you know, ready for Battlefield. But yeah, I mean, one person can make a big difference, and if everyone has that attitude, then your whole team is going to be making a big impact. So never think that you alone can't make an effect. But let's not forget that obviously this is all about teamwork, and you know, teamwork is what it's all about. But what I'm trying to say is that one person can have a big effect. So you put that together as a team, and then you think about what kind of effect you can have. So with not too much trouble, we've managed to kind of overwhelm this. I'm getting the impression this team are not really, they're not really elite veterans, but I don't know. We're having a bit of a fight, aren't we? I think one thing that I point out about the guys that we're fighting against, who are, I'm trying to get to this heli now because these guys are Actually, I do remember this game. I remember shouting, "They're behind us! Don't let them get the heli." Yeah, I was kind of annoyed that they were behind us there, because I knew that they were hiding there, waiting to try and take the helicopter. The helicopters seriously are so good in Vietnam. They're really, they're really user friendly. You can just flip them around. The downside obviously is they've got as much armour as a piece of paper. I think I actually took one down with an Uzi the other day. They are just stupidly weak. I've got no issue with helicopters being a bit more easy to take down, because in Bad Company 2, helicopters, you can't even shoot them down with a machine gun. I remember in Bad Company 1 you could get an M60 or something and you could take down an Apache or whatever. But in Bad Company 2, helicopters seem almost invincible to, they seem to have, bullets seem to make no effect on them really, unless you're on a heavy MG itself. Like machine guns don't really seem to do much to them. But in Vietnam you can use like a whoa, that was an epically bad crash. I scared the guy out of my helicopter there. That was an extremely bad piece of flying there. I think, you know what I think? I think that like when I was flying that, I came around and I thought, okay, I'm going to fly under the bridge, and then I realised at the last second that it wouldn't actually work, so I had to pull up and I didn't get over it in time. Oh dear. Anyway, we're coming up to the end of this video actually, guys. It's very, very close to the end. So this has been quite quick actually. I'll be interested to hear what the mic quality of this snowball is. I'm looking forward to doing some stuff on Battlefield 3 and any other bits and pieces that I think are doing. Just want to make one point that I thought of. Look at this scenery here. Look at this. I mean, you do not get this in other games. Look at that hill in the background, all on fire. It's just absolutely awesome, seriously. It's one thing that just really makes Battlefield for me, is the environment that you play in. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. Hope this has sounded okay. We'll listen to it back and see what we think. Cheers, I'll see you for the next one.